we are still in a transitional period where much of what you want to do just can't be done. 8888 Ask Leo the number. We'll talk more. Another hour to come. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Don't forget the website, techguylabs.com. A great place for your comments. And our chat room's there too. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Well, hey, how are you today? Leo Laporte here, the tech guy. Time to talk computers, the internet, smartphones, home theater, digital photography, all that jazz. Apple watches, sure. 8888 Ask Leo. Apple announced its watch. April 10th, you can go to the store, you can try one on, the nice steel with Milanese loop. Pretty. You can, are they going to let you try on the $17,000 watch? I don't think so. Reminds me of going with my future wife. We were looking at rings to a fancy jewelry store. And of course, Lisa has an eye for diamonds. And she said, what about that one? Can I try that on? And they said, yes, but first, go into this room. We're going to lock the door behind you. The guard gets on duty out front. It was I didn't know this. I don't think Lisa did. I hope she didn't. It was $250,000 diamond ring. And she did try it on. But obviously we didn't buy it. But that's probably what it'll be like at the Apple Store. Sure, want to try on the... First, we need to do a credit report. Then you can try it on. Maybe then. I just have to warn you, sometimes extremely rich people look like they're not so rich. In fact, didn't Oprah have a problem in Switzerland? She went into a store, and now Oprah is one of the richest women in the world. She went into a store in Switzerland and was starting to look at some expensive handbags, and the saleswoman said, oh, no, why don't you look over here at these bags? Oprah was incensed. No. So I'm just warning all you Apple employees, some of the richest people look like they're homeless. They come in, they're not wearing socks, their shoes don't match, they forgot to shave. That's because they're billionaires, they don't have to shave. You'd have to be a little crazy to buy a $17,000 watch, especially since the $350 watch has the same exact thing inside. It's the same watch. The same exact. There's no difference. Okay, they should have done something like, well, for $17,000 you get 8 gigs of RAM or something. Oh yes, no, you have the A1X processor. That's the creme de la creme. Your watch goes 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds. How about that? Now how much would you pay? 8888 Ask Leo. James in Niles, Michigan. Leo Laporte, the tech guy. Hi, James.
Hey, Leo, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Hey, got a quick question for you. My wife is going to China in a couple months, and I was wondering if there's any big technology or new technology that they have in China that we don't have in the States that she could pick up for me and bring home with her.
Well, as you know, everything we use in the States is made in China. So, I don't know. It's interesting that you should ask that question. I don't think there's innovative technology coming out of China so much. In fact, oddly enough, the United States still really is the home for a lot of innovation, interestingly enough. It's in software and so forth. We may manufacture it in China, but I think that it used to be, you'd say, oh, you want to see what the future's going to look like? Go to Akihabara in Japan, Tokyo, and you'll see the future on sale. And I think it's less the case these days. However, there are some things you might want to look at. For instance, there's a company that makes phones in China, Xiaomi, that you can't get in the U.S. They're amazing phones. They're really good. And so she might want to look at a Huawei, a Xiaomi, a ZTE, all of these Chinese companies decline to sell in the United States. Now, be aware, the United States Congress has recommended that companies not buy phones or any equipment from Huawei and ZTE because both those companies are partially owned by the Chinese military. They're afraid of spying. So I don't think you have to worry. I think actually the Huawei Mi Note I would at least look at. The other thing that's really great in China is pirated copies. Really good.